Live, the news you count on. Good Morning Gulf Coast on ABC.
So much excitement last night with the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 60's in the books now. Seattle Seahawks champions there, beating the New England Patriots 28-13.
But for a lot of people, the highlight of the big night wasn't the game. It was the commercials. From that Instacart classic to a few ads that, I don't know, felt more like a one and done, to break down which brands came out looking like big winners and which ones maybe missed the mark this Super Bowl is marketing expert Earl Quinzel of Quinzel Marketing Agency. Earl, thank you, as always, for being here. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Glad to be back this morning.
Okay, what's your hot take?
Yeah.
So when looking at the commercial, overall, I was a little underwhelmed. But when you look at and when we evaluate Super Bowl commercials, we're really, first of all, trying to understand, is the brand trying to reinforce buying behavior among its current customers, or is it really going after new customers?
Yeah.
So today we're going to take a look at some of the ones that did that. And sort of in the category of commercials that really went after their existing base to reinforce buying behavior among them, we had two that really stood out. One was Budweiser, and the second was the T-Mobile. Both of those really spoke to the heart of what their customer base loves about those brands, and so I thought both of those did very well.
We're looking at the Budweiser commercial. This was my favorite.
I was going to say, this one, they really went for the emotion behind what Budweiser has been.
And what was interesting is after the commercial, then they did a live shot from the Super Bowl with a Clydesdale and a real eagle. that was, I hadn't seen them ever do that.
Yeah, that was an amazing add-on to what they've done. So kudos to Budweiser for really getting it right this time. And T-Mobile for really reflecting who their customer base is. It's very clear who their base is, and they went after them with a commercial that was both appealing as well as clever. So I think they did a good job at reinforcing buying behavior among their current customers.
Well, and that was one that, kind of like we talked about last week, they kind of showed the process of them making it with the Backstreet Boys.
Right.
They knew what they were doing with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They got a lot of good content out of that production.
Okay, which ones were influencing buying behavior?
Okay, so there, Liquid IV really with look at your pee.
That was wild, yeah.
Well, okay, this one, I think we have some audio for it. We're going to play it real fast.
Go for it.
How can I just let you walk away when all I can do is watch you leave?
Okay, so you have the singing toilet going there for you. You weren't kidding with the look at it.
Not only were they both appealing, likable anyway, and clever, they also scored very strong on informative. Okay, I learned something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be hard not to look, and if I see yellow, realize that I'm dehydrated, which here in Southwest Florida is quite an issue. You get dehydrated without even using, without even realizing it.
Yeah.
So I thought they did very well with that. And then the other one that's, again, both appealing and clever, but scoring very high on informative and true to life was the Novartis for the prostate cancer test. Just a simple blood test as opposed to puckering up.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
and they used tight ends, literally real tight ends. I was surprised that they went there, but you know what? It got the point across.
And that's an example of celebrity, of star power, really reinforcing the brand. Guys can relate to football players. They, look up to them. And so I think both of these brands will do well in terms of growing their business this year.
Okay, let's talk about an ad that, everyone's wearing pants in some way. So, they really went for everybody, whether you have a pair of these or not.
They did a great job both at influencing current buyer behavior, reinforcing the value of that brand and what it means, as well as, I think, acquiring new customers, getting people to want to try it. And the clever part really of this was the very simple use of the red tag. You saw the little Levi's red tag throughout, and it really, the simplicity of it was absolutely beautiful.
And some of these, you see Woody from Toy Story, and they just kind of mixed everything.
Yeah.
I was watching the game with my teenagers, and it's funny how many butts you recognize, because some of those are iconic, from album covers to commercials.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, to put it mildly.
It really was.
Yeah.
So kudos to Levi's for a great spot on that.
Okay, we saw tech making a big splash
Yeah.
this year.
Now, here I'm going to kind of focus on one that worked and one that didn't.
And I believe we're gonna play a small portion of it real fast.
Okay.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now.
They went for the heartstrings
So-
for Ring cameras.
Ring really showed here the good side of technology, what it can do. If you ever had a dog, if that dog's
Oh,
ever
gosh,
gotten
yeah.
away, I mean,
Yeah.
it is pure panic. Everything else stops, no matter what you're doing. It's
Yeah.
find the dog. So they showed how they could use their technology, and they really tied their brand to doing good for a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. I looked at my Ring app and went, oh, okay, I need to opt in, for sure.
Absolutely. And then I think the one that, and I'm surprised, but the Microsoft 365 Pilot, while it was, very energetic, the coach kind of asking the machine to decide who we should hire.
Right.
It was almost like the worst of what we think of
Yeah.
AI.
Because that's not, you don't want to be, I'm going to get hired by a machine. You want the human.
Yeah, and of all the topics to show how powerful it could help you make decisions, they choose hiring somebody.
Yeah.
People do business with people. You have
Right.
to understand
Right.
the person. To let a machine do that, it just didn't. It struck me as way off mark.
Yeah, missed the mark for sure.
Yep.
Food is always a big one. Every single Super Bowl, and this one was no different.
And in this one, I think Lay's did just a fabulous job
Yeah.
of making me think differently about Lay's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for all I know, all potato chips in the country could come from potato farmers that
Yeah.
are from America.
Right.
But they did very strong on the differentiation scale.
Yeah.
So I think of Lay's differently now. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Potato chips might not be the healthiest food, but at least they're made in America by American farmers, and who
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
doesn't support American farmers?
Well, I mean, who didn't grab a tissue? I grew up on farms, so just, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but they went to a farm and showed the
Right.
family, the generations,
Yeah.
getting the potatoes and the dad handing over the keys to the tractor to the daughter.
Well, that's why
great.
Lay's is America's favorite chip. So
Now it is. Yeah, for sure.
And meanwhile, coffee, you
Yeah.
think the Patriots being part of this all, and,
Well-
and New England.
well, Dunkin' Donuts, somebody there really has celebrity envy. It was just it was so over the top that I'm not even sure what they were selling, if there was a product involved in that or some reason, but it just struck me as, it came across as, the brand manager decided, I want to meet all these celebrities, so I'm going to give them a spot in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. It just fell flat. And Dunkin's a good brand.
Yeah.
It just, they're caught up in celebrity for some reason, and I don't see the celebrity adding to the brand value proposition for Dunkin' Donuts. It's just gratuitous.
There were celebrities in so many of the commercials this year. Is that a plus? Does it really make a difference?
Well, it depends. If the celebrities sort of reinforce the brand value proposition, like the Row with Serena Williams, I think there the celebrity really reinforced it. In fact, what you could see with that was that spot at the end, they didn't have 20 seconds of disclaimers. This could cause this, that, and the other thing. Whereas there was another spot, I believe it was for Wegovy, where there was it felt like 20 seconds
yeah.
of
Yeah.
disclaimers at the end about
Right.
what this was, why it was bad. It's essentially the same product, the GLP-1
Yeah.
Right.
weight loss. And so the choice of a celebrity there actually made the spot cleaner, more understandable, because you didn't have that long piece at the end where, okay, what were they selling again, and what was the
Right.
benefit of it?
Yeah. What was the big winner? One last question for you.
I would have to go with Novartis. I think that's going to change more buyer behavior
Yeah.
than any of them. Bud, great spot, loved it, but we kind of look beyond just the popularity of the spot, because from our perspective, if you're spending $8 million on a 30-second spot, your shareholders certainly deserve a return on that investment.
That's for sure.
Exactly. So.
Earl, thank you so much. We always appreciate you coming in, and we'll put information about how you can get in touch with Earl's marketing advice and his own marketing agency. 20 years in the business here on the Gulf Coast, and many years past that too. I know, Earl. We'll put a link to his information on our Gulf Coast News app and website.